Hey guys. I think I'm having a good curl day. Okay, I need to stop. Hey guys, welcome back to Outside the Box with Lala. And look at this, guys. I am actually giving you guys two video in 1 week. Two videos in 1 week. No, I definitely owe you guys that much. I have been away for a while, so I'm giving you guys two videos. So welcome back to Outside the Box with Lala. So today's topic is actually going to be it's a little hard for me because I was hesitant to do this, guys. I was really hesitant because I was like, I don't think they're ready for this. I don't know how people are going to judge me. I don't care. Listen, this is a no judge zone. If you want to judge me, take that outside the box because this is outside the box with Lala. Okay. But this topic is very strong to me, and I know everybody have their opinion, and that's fine. So I want to bring this topic up because I feel like it's a must. So it's going to be three parts to this topic. And this is going to be the first, part. And I'm going to talk about our spiritual self, our soul self, and our flesh. So we have the spiritual man, we have the soul man, and we have the human man. Okay. So just listen. I don't want to lose you guys from this, but I want to put it out there because I just want you guys to see things a little bit more differently than just the physical. That's how, most of us do. It's like, it's not logic. Well, what is logic? What is logic? Right now, today's world is a lot of things in logic, but we ain't talking about that, are we? No, I'm sorry. So, I want to talk about our inner self. Our inner self, what makes us us? We call it conscience. I call it our spiritual self, our spiritual being, because I believe that we are spiritual before we become, flesh. Agree to disagree. It's cool, you know. So, what is your inner self? Is it part of the world, or is it part of another world, or is it a godly world? Like, what do you think your inner self is? Um, is it part of your creator? I believe it's part of our creator, It's not part of this world. This world, we all know what it is. So is it good or is it bad? Like, is your spiritual self good or bad? Can you define what it is? Like, do you know if your inner self is good or bad? How do you control your inner self? People always say have self-control, right? What is self-control? What's controlling self-control? Can I control self-control? See, these are the questions. Like, as scientists say, what it say? It says, if you talk to yourself, it's fine. But when you answer yourself, you're crazy. That's not true. That's just something people want to say. That's something scientists made up because everybody talks to themselves and everybody answer themselves. Just because you don't want to say it doesn't mean it's not true. But I'll leave it as that. We're not going to debate about that. But I do want to ask you guys to ask yourself these questions. And you don't have to say anything. I mean, you can leave it in a comment and if you want to share, but I personally want to, we talking like, I'm at your house right now. I'm chilling in your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, in a car with you, whatever. So I actually want to ask you guys this question because I want you guys to think about these questions and answer yourself later. We already said ain't nothing wrong with answering yourself. Okay? There's nothing wrong with answering yourself. So the questions I want to ask you, you guys is, who are you? Who are you? Why are you this way? Do you love yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you like who you are? Or do you like who you become, or what? In one word, how will you describe yourself? In one word, how will you describe yourself? Will you say, yeah, I'm a laughable person, I'm smart, or I'm a bad person, and I don't like people? What is it? I mean, nobody gonna really tell me or themselves there, but who are you? That's what I want y'all to think about. Who are you? I'll give y'all 2 seconds. All right, guys, time's up. Now, I believe that your inner self, your inner spirit lives in you. The time you were born, we all have that part of us that lives in us. And scientists want to say conscious or whatever you want to think it is, but it doesn't live in you because as a child, and I want you to think about this, as a child, whoever have children or have nieces and nephews or know a friend of a friend that have kids and stuff, we play with imaginary friends. Imaginary friends. Y'all see my little, yes, we call them imaginary friends. When you see, oh, no, that's my baby. He's just playing with his imaginary friend. Yeah. And some of us know it like, oh, that's just Bobby. That's just Bobby. I can't see him. He think he can. Can he really see him? Ask yourself that. These imaginary friends, are they real? Are they spiritual? Are they conscious? What are they? Because we always want to make excuses for things to make ourselves feel comfortable. I always say that we have 20/20 vision, right? That's the norm. What is the norm anyway? But we have 20/20 visions. Just because you have 20/20 vision doesn't mean things that are not there are technically not there. There's spiritual things that walk among us. There's spiritual things that's all around us. But just because your 20/20 vision can only see as far as that does not mean it's not there. Now, I believe that children are very gifted. And I believe that children are very spiritual because it's still a connection that they have with our Creator, God, that we as adults and people of this world don't have. And because we don't have it, it's hard for us to understand what is going on, right? It's like that don't make sense. Well, what do make sense? What is the norm? What is the norm in today's world? What is the norm? There's no such a thing as the norm. So anyway, I think that kids can see beyond the physical. They can see things in very spiritual that we don't see. But you know what ended up happening? Bobby, the imaginary friend, or Billy or Jennifer, the imaginary friend, once a child grow up to be a certain age, that imaginary friend is no longer existed because the child adapt to the physical world. If you ever see your children, they start copying what you're doing and they want to be just like you, it's because they want to adapt to the physical world. They want to do what we do because they want to adapt to the physical world. So a lot of times when we adapt to the physical world, that spiritual world fades. So we lose the part of the spiritual world or that part of our inner self. But do we really lose that part of the spiritual world or the imaginary world? Do we really lose that part? I want y'all to think about that. Like, do we really, really lose that part of our spiritual world? And the answer is no. No, we do not lose that part of our spiritual world. What ended up happening is, sorry, y'all. So what ended up happening is, our physical self, have full control, right? Just listen. Our physical self has full control. So the imaginary part of our world, which we call the spiritual world, start fading. And what ended up happening is that spiritual part of ourself, the imaginary self, lives in us. It become part of us. It become part of our daily um thoughts and the way we think, and it's called conscience. Hey, see, I was going somewhere with that. I told you I was going somewhere with that. All y'all gotta do is be patient. All you gotta do is be patient. So now I'm hoping we understand each other a little bit. So that imaginary part of ourselves, Bobby, Johnny, whatever, now become yourself. It become Larissa, now I can identify with it and everything, and it lives in me, and it talks to me. It tell me, when I said talk to me, let's go back. So we're gonna go on Google, and we're gonna ask Google, what is the definition of conscience? Okay, let's ask Google. What is the definition of conscience?
Here's the definition of conscience. An inner feeling or voice viewed as acting as a guide to the rightness or wrongness of one's behavior.
Hello. I'm gonna let her say it again because I want y'all to hear her clearly. What is the definition of conscience?
Here's the definition of conscious. Aware of and responding to one's surroundings, awake.
Okay. So actually she gave us two definitions. Okay. So a conscience, I'm going to put in my definition of conscience. So conscience is the voice that lives in us, that give expression of morals, authorities with us. That's source of authority usually correspond with a father, a god, a religion, or can correspond with anything from power that defines our ruler of conduct. I cheated a little bit, but it's kind of my word. But so we say that it is correspond with the Father, God, religion, and it also correspond with a power that defines our ruler. Okay, that's deep. And I actually like Google definition because hold on, I like Google definition. Let me see. What is the definition of conscience?
Here's the definition of conscious.
Okay. She said, hold on, I hate this. But she said something about authority. So if she's talking about authority, that's mean something that gives authority to you and you must do it, right? Something that give you a message or give you rules and regulation for you to do what you're supposed to do. I hope I haven't lost y'all. I hope I haven't lost y'all. I told y'all this is deep. I told y'all this is deep. I mean, y'all think I was playing. I was scared to even bring it up because I was like, I don't think they're ready for this, you know? But, good conscience. What is good conscience? Good conscience guide you the right way, encourage you to do the right thing. Even if you don't want to do it, it keeps you in a balance of doing good versus doing bad or doing evil, right? Okay. Now, what is a bad conscience? A bad conscience guides you the wrong way. It manipulates you. It causes you to lie, steal, rob. It causes you to get, um, it causes you to get vengeance, right? You know what I mean? And it also search and lurk for revenge. So let's go back to Bobby or Billy or Jennifer or whatever the imaginary friend is. If you ever see your child's be like, I didn't want to do it, but he made me do it. And you're like, nobody's there with you. Why would you do that? Stop saying somebody. I'm not talking about parenting, but sometimes I feel like we need to listen to our children because they are very spiritual and they see things beyond what we can see things. Just something to think about. So pretty much your inner self, which is the imaginary friend, lives in you. So what end up happening is it guides you it guides you in everyday life. Every day you wake up, it's guiding you. Let's say, and what I mean is guiding you. Even this morning, I had to put on a gray sweater. What is this? Whatever. So I had to put on a gray shirt. And today, I literally was talking to myself, which is my conscience, and I was like, well, today I feel like putting on black, and it was like, no, don't put on black, it's too dark, let's put on something a little lighter. You did put on something darker yesterday. See, I'm just saying, like, I bring you a little bit to my world, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it on. Now I put it on, got in my car. Now I'm driving, right? And then while I'm driving, my conscience, which is my spiritual self, which is my inner self, was like, don't take this route because I think it's going to be a lot of traffic. Don't take it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, no. Now I'm talking to like, no, I'm going to take it anyway because I'm not going to listen to your inner self because what do you know? I'm going to do what I want to do. Bam. I got into traffic. And I'm like, oh my God. Damn it, why didn't I listen to myself? I knew it. I shouldn't take this way. Now your inner self is like, you big dummy. I've been telling you, but you don't want to listen. So that's just an example. I'm not crazy. That's just an example, but I just want you guys, I want you guys to relate to what I'm saying, So these conscience, spiritual self, spirits that guide you to your everyday life, right? Now, when it guides you to your everyday life, now this is where our creator, which is God, which I believe y'all can simply is the bigger higher, he gives you choices and he gives you spirits to guide you to do well, to humble yourself, to lead you the right path in life. Now here comes the other spirit that I really don't like to talk about, but y'all know what kind of spirit I'm talking about that comes in. Well, we just call it bad energy spirit. Okay. We know it go by demonic spirit, but go by demon, go by evil, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Scientists, whoever is scientist on here, listen, I'm not going to debate with you. Okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that spirit would say, you know what? Cut through, get the shortcut out of way of life. It tells you that, take that stuff. Nobody's going to see you, cuss her out because she deserve it, or it might even get to a part that it might tell your physical being to punch or get revenge on something that is consequences behind. So these conscience, which is spiritual self that we live by, because they're a guideline and they're a power and they have authority over our lives, tell us what to do. So you guys are obligated to listen to the good or the bad. That's up to you. But I just want to make it aware because I want y'all to understand your spiritual self and knowing that you do have spiritual being that lives in us, you know, that guide us in our everyday lives. I hope I haven't lose. I hope y'all, staying with me, and I haven't lose anybody yet. Because if it sounds like a bunch of BS, please cut it off and keep it moving. If it sounds like something that you need to hear, listen, I'm here. Like, we here, man. I get it. I get it. Okay, I get it. So I'm bringing this up because I want to make it aware so you guys understand that we are guided by these things. Now, mind you, I'm only talking about the spiritual self. I haven't even got to the soul, man, and the flesh. That's going to be another day. But if you guys can define and distinguish these spiritual, your spiritual self, you guys have more authority over yourself than what you think. You guys have more power over yourself than what you think. Today's society, it's just messed up. Excuse me. It's just messed up. It's just so much going on. And these spirits are being overtaken, some of us. It really is. Because we have no self-control. You need to control that spirit so that you have self-control. Now, how do you control that spirit? To me, I pray. I like, God, listen, today I want to knock somebody out, please humble me because you need to come in and control my good spirit because the bad one's trying to win. This is real talk. I might think I'm crazy, but the ones that know it, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, this is some real stuff. I'm not making it up. I was kind of hesitant bringing it up, but listen, we talking about it, okay? If you see my book, it say, keeping it real. I'm not playing. Like, this is some real stuff. Right now, it's a lot of bad spirit roaming around, trying to capture us and trying to put us in a place of, a dark place in our lives. Y'all need to wake up. Please, wake up. You remember that movie? School Kill, School something? Okay. Anyway. So y'all need to wake up because it's getting real out here. They come to you like a thief in the night. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm gonna give you guys an example of what happened to me the other day. Just the other day, guys. Somebody stir up my spirit. See, remember when we used that word? Somebody stir up my spirit. What do that mean? Think about it. I am not gonna go there with y'all. You already know what that means. And it shifted me so bad that it shifted me in the physical. And I see red. What did that mean? I see red. My pause was thriving because I was trying to humble myself. And I'm being honest with y'all. I'm being human right now. I am being real. And I hear my good conscience, which is my good spirit, is like, calm down. Calm down. And my heart started beeping, like boom, 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 boom. And my flesh wanted to take over because my hands started thriving. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The ones that understand, you know what I'm talking about. And this is real talk. This is a real issue. And I'm glad that I calmed down. But you know what happened? I felt like a piece of me just like was broken. Like, I felt weak. And later on, I pray over myself, and I had to tell myself, like, you are better than that. You are better. And I'm being real. Yo, I am being so real. You see, I'm still talking about it because it's like, yeah, I couldn't believe that person took me there. But I humble myself. And then once I left, I was like, oh my God, who was this person? Yeah, it was me. It was my inner self, my inner conscience that the bad one that was trying to overtake the good one. And just because I don't see in the physical doesn't mean spiritually, mentally is there, Some of us really need to seek more help. Like, it gets really bad and real out here, and people really cannot control their spiritual self, their being. They can't control their conscience, and they do stuff and react, and then later on it's too late. It's too late. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be there. So it is very important that you identify with your spiritual self. It's important that you identify with your inner being, your conscience, because when you do, you have authority over them. They don't have authority over you. Real talk. I just want y'all to think about it. I'm not going to keep this long. I think I wasted 26 minutes of your time, but I've been struggling to bring this out because I didn't know how to say it, because I was like, people are not ready for this. But the way the world is, I want you to wake up. It gets real out here. People are really struggling and dealing with real issues. Again, guys, thank you for listening. For the ones that did not leave, I thank you for listening. Please share, comment, but share, because I want, if you know somebody that's dealing with the same issue and you don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, share. And let's like, listen, I might not understand. I might not have the answer, but maybe you might listen to this person and whatever you're going through, she went through it or whatever. But sometimes, okay, real short. Sometimes these bad conscience or whatever, they keep you in this hole of depression. They keep you in this hole of anxiety, stress, you name it. And you're like, why am I feeling like this? And you know what happened? Your flesh starts feeling like it. Now you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to go nowhere. You don't want to hear nobody. This gets real. But this is part 1 of part 3 of what I'm about to talk about. But thank you guys for listening. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy your day. I love my balance today. I think I'm loving my curls. Okay. Well, you guys have a lovely day. I pray that whatever you're going through, that you get help. I hope that it's a better day. You pray over yourself, pray over your family, pray over your friends, pray over everybody that needs it. If you don't know how to pray, speak life into people, and let people know that at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. And breathe. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you again for joining Outside the Box with Lala.